most devastating cases we cover on this channel are always unresolved, and it's only made worse when there's seemingly a lot of evidence to close the case and give the families the closure they need. Khaleesi Williams died moments after filming a TikTok, and the identity of her killer seems obvious. So why does something about this case feel so off? Why does it feel like someone isn't telling the truth? This is the case of the TikToker who was murdered right after her final video. Khaleesi Williams was born on July 22nd, 2004, and raised
I know she was
in Atlanta,
murdered while she
Georgia.
was doing the
super close
TikTok.
to
I
her
thought she was like
family
on
and had a
TikTok
lot of
Live
close
or something.
friends who nicknamed her Pinky. Now, the pandemic and quarantine were super hard for a lot of teens, including Khaleesi. Her stepdad said that unlike a lot of other teens, she didn't mind being stuck at home that much, saying that she was happy as long as she had Wi-Fi and Netflix. Her parents were kind of worried about her being cooped up in the house for so long, so when they heard about a chaperoned party coming up for some of the teens in the area, they encouraged her to go. Khaleesi's stepdad, Ronnie, brought up the idea and said that it would be a great chance for Khaleesi to socialize.
All right, look, real quick. My mom used to do the same shit to me. She used to be like, yeah, you need to get out the house and go outside, this, that, or third. And I used to, like, before, I used to be outside every day. And then I just realized, like, outside is just not it no more. It's not the it thing no more. So I started being in the crib, you know, trying to figure out how to get a job. You know, I'm growing up and becoming an adult at the time. So, motherfucking, yeah. What I was saying was, if your kids want to stay in the house and be cooped up in their room, let them be themselves. Don't push them to do nothing that they don't want to do, bro, because stuff like this could happen. You feel me? I don't know the full story just yet, but if my daughter say, no, dad, I don't feel like going outside today, I just want to sit in my room and watch TV, I will allow that because I know my baby's safe. She's in her room. She's safe. She's good. I don't want to be like, you know, go outside. And then she get outside now and I'm, damn, let me call and see if my baby okay. Or shit like this happen. You feel me? Like, this is crazy already.
Socialize with other kids her age in a safe environment. Her mom, April, agreed and called the chaperone for the party to get the details. They told April that everything would
but at
be
the same
totally
time, no
safe
kids
and
should be getting
monitored. The
touched
party
too,
was
so
going to happen at an Airbnb
I can feel
where
where
they
the
had
parents coming
permission
from
to
too.
have guests and throw the party. Since mostly everyone going was Khaleesi's age, her parents literally had no reason not to believe that their daughter would head to the party, have a good time, and then come home safe and sound. That isn't what happened. The party was to take place on December 26th, 2020, the day after Christmas. The holiday spirit had
you ain't going
everyone
nowhere
in a
the day
great
after
mood,
Christmas.
so
Fuck
Khaleesi
no.
was just excited
That whole
to get
week
out
family
and have some
time.
fun with her friends.
Sorry.
She got all dressed up and was picked up by the chaperone, unaware that when she went out the door that day, it was the last time she'd see her home
From
and
New
her
Year's
family.
Eve,
From the get-go, the whole situation was kind of
Christmas
off.
Eve
It
to
turned out
New
there
Year's,
was no Airbnb,
family
and the
time,
party
them
was
whole
gathering at
2
the
weeks
Hyatt
or a week,
Regency
whatever.
Atlanta Hotel in Atlanta. Pretty weird thing to lie about, right? There's a lot of rumors as to why this was the case, ranging from the chaperone wanting to make sure that Khaleesi's family couldn't find her, to a simple booking error that
they
lost
lied
them
about the
Airbnb.
hotel?
The chaperone had sponsored a
fuck?
stay for children at the hotel, which is basically when an adult pays for a room for a minor to stay in by themselves. This is also pretty weird since that's the kind of thing reserved for homeless teens or minors traveling alone. If a chaperone was supposed to be there the whole time, why not just book a room normally? Anyways, the point is that things were already off to a bad start, and the night would only get worse. There wasn't a lot of info about what happened at the party, how many people were there, or even if the chaperone was there the whole time. There was one important detail though that happened at around midnight. Khaleesi loved TikTok and dancing, so she opened up her phone and decided to make a couple of videos while she was at the party. There are still 2 available to see on her account, but the one we're about to talk about got deleted a while ago. You guys saw that at the end, right? It looks like while she was dancing, something started Khaleesi enough that she decided to turn the camera off. In a normal situation, I'd assume that she just got shy or embarrassed that someone saw her making a TikTok and was trying to look like she wasn't doing anything. Except, just a few minutes after the video was posted, gunshots could be heard coming from Khaleesi's room.
What the fuck, bro?
Natuka Starkey, a woman staying.
And it looked like, no funny, it don't even look like she was at a party. It looked like she was by herself in a room, bro. Somebody came in a room. Like, what the fuck? Did she meet somebody online and lied to meet up with a guy? I don't want to, you know, assume this, but what the fuck is, like,
in the hotel heard the whole
Just her.
thing. They were shouting, "What hotel are we at? What hotel?" She was panicking. Minutes later, Kinatika went out to the lobby and saw two guys bringing an unconscious Khaleesi out of the elevator, and they told Kinatuka she'd been severely injured by a bullet. While they ran to get help, she stayed with Khaleesi and held her hand as they waited for the paramedics to arrive. Allegedly, Kinatuka took a video of the EMTs trying to resuscitate Khaleesi because she figured it would help with the case. But if anything, it just added to the questions. According to Ronnie, the video makes no sense because there's barely any blood around Khaleesi in the lobby. I haven't personally seen the video, so I don't really know what to do with that information except to hope that there's some kind of explanation. Sadly, by the time the ambulance arrived, it was too late for Khaleesi. They tried their best to resuscitate her, but she passed away at the hospital. This is the part that literally makes me so mad. No one thought to call Khaleesi's parents to tell them what happened for 8 hours after the incident. All that time, they believed their daughter was safely having fun with her friends at a party, not bleeding out in some hotel room. Of course, they were horrified and heartbroken when they eventually got the news, and angry. They couldn't understand how this happened. What was their daughter doing at a hotel? Why were there people there with firearms? Why would someone do this? Those are all questions Khaleesi's family still doesn't have the answers to. And that isn't all of them either. The way people have acted in this case has made everyone super suspicious of what happened in the hotel room. For one, why didn't anyone call Khaleesi's parents? People
what the fuck? Yeah, that's the first thing y'all should have did.
The police knew, and the hotel had to have known. Did no one take a second and think, hey, maybe we should tell Khaleesi's parents their daughter has literally died? There are a few conflicting reports, but from what I can tell, her parents eventually got the news from the chaperone, who is the mother of one of the boys at the party. Khaleesi's parents never had a reason to suspect something awful would happen to their daughter.
It was a party?
As she'd chaperoned house parties before that Khaleesi had attended, and there'd never been an issue. Now, let's talk about the party itself. I've looked at the videos Khaleesi took that night, and what kind of party was this? In all the videos, she's dancing by herself, and in the only one where she isn't alone, there's only one other person there. Where the heck was everyone else? The next thing I have to wonder is about what happened at the end of the last video that scared Khaleesi so much. Now knowing what happened to her, like 20 minutes later, all I can think is that someone came into the room that she didn't expect or want to see. What do you guys think? If she got into a verbal altercation pretty much straight after, it would make sense, right? I don't know, you guys.
All right, so what I think, look, I'm gonna try to piece it all together without talking too much because I start rambling and then it won't even make sense to y'all. Like I said this before, I say shit to ways though I understand it. You know, people probably won't understand it, but I know I will understand it. So I'm gonna just try to piece it up. All right, so for one, I think I'm trying to just go off with the video. It posted me an Airbnb, right? She ended up being at a hotel, a Hyatt hotel. Motherfucking, I think that's how you pronounce it, Hyatt. I don't know. But yeah, Hyatt hotel. It's nobody in none of her videos. She making TikTok. She ain't nobody in her videos. There's one girl that come past in the video. You know, my thought is on this whole thing is her and her friend was probably being fast or whatever the case may be, because it's saying they contacted somebody that was supposed to be chaperoning the party. You feel me? One of the boys' parents. There's no boys in this joint at all. You feel me? Or was she was supposed to go to the Airbnb and never went and came to the hotel to meet some random people? Or like, I'm lost too.
All
this
I know
shit
is that
is a
looking
lot,
at this
bro.
clip is really tough, knowing that this was the last time she was seen alive.
I want to know if anybody got locked up for this.
So naturally, after the news broke about Khaleesi's murder, things went nuts. Social media was flooded with tributes to the teen, and as details of the night started to spread, more and more people wanted to know what happened that night. What we do know is that more than likely, Khaleesi's killer has been caught. A boy the same age as her was arrested at the scene and charged with her murder. Reports say the two were acquaintances, so they didn't know each other super well. Now, I don't know if this is related to Khaleesi or if he did something to somebody else that night, but one of his charges implies that he may have violated someone. And get this, because the alleged killer is under 18, his name can't be released to the media until he goes to trial. Does that feel weird to you guys too, or is it just me? Like, This is literally kids.
Nah, that's the law.
Teens.
That's
It's
the law.
heartbreaking. Despite the fact that a suspect was arrested at the scene, Calicia's family is unhappy with the investigation for several reasons. They're especially mad that the chaperone hasn't been charged with anything when she was the one that allowed the situation to take place.
Yeah,
she was responsible.
She was supposed to go to fuck the jail. You booked this. You know what I mean? You paid for the room. Then your son or his friend came in the room and killed a 16-year-old. Bro, you was supposed to be charged for this shit. Like, what's the gen called? Accessory to a murder or whatever the case may be. Like, you helped this shit go down. Basically. Like, she should be held accountable for that shit.
The hotel room for these minors. The hotel room was in her name, so I feel like she should be held accountable for my daughter's death as well.
Yeah.
So far at the time of recording, that hasn't happened yet. I agree with Calicia's
I don't think she
mom.
should go to jail for a long time, but because she didn't probably know what was going to happen, but she needs something to happen to her,
bro. Let a guy with a weapon into the party. A few days after the shooting, protesters gathered outside the hotel to campaign for justice and for the hotel to be held accountable too. In all the reports I read, you guys, there's literally no mention of any of the hotel staff doing anything. Like, was anybody even there? The area vice president of the hotel released a statement to the media calling Calicia's passing an isolated incident, and so obviously trying to wash any responsibility off of the hotel's hands. The hotel fully cooperated with local authorities related to the incident. Out of respect for the privacy of those involved, we cannot share more specific details on the isolated incident. So, what happens now? Well, from what I can tell, the guy who was arrested is still sitting in jail, waiting for his day in court. Now, I know the pandemic has slowed down a lot of court cases, but I can't help but feel like this is pretty open and closed on the legal front. I mean, he was the only person in the room with her, and clearly they had enough evidence to charge him, so why hasn't anything else happened since January?
What the fuck made him shoot her?
Honestly, I feel horrible for Calicia and her family. She was so young and had so much life ahead of her. To have it taken away so suddenly is truly tragic. But what's crazy to think about is how if it weren't for that last TikTok video, would this case even have been so popular in the news? You guys know as well as I do that oftentimes when it comes to POC victims, the media never wants to promote their cases unless it's to do with the police. It's sad and scary to think that if it wasn't for her TikTok, there's a chance Calicia's murder could have been handled even worse by investigators, since they wouldn't have the scrutiny of the public eye. We'll see if any of that pays off when her alleged killer eventually goes to court. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think there's more to this?
Yeah, and then first thing they were gonna probably say is, oh, she's twerking on the video to make it like, don't do that. I don't know, bruh, but this is crazy. Please allow your kids to be wherever they feel as though it's safe. If they want to be in their room 24/7, 365, that's what they want to do. Let them do that. You feel me? I know they need a social life. They'll have a social life when it's time for them to have a social life. Now, everybody's late bloomers. Just like me, I was an early bloomer. Now I'm, what can you call it? An introvert. Like, I barely even talk to people. So that's why I come to YouTube and I express myself through my videos. But if you want to see me react to anything else, bro, because this is crazy, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, sub. I'm out, man. You know, I just went on my page and I looked at my analytics, and it says 92% of y'all is not subscribed to my channel. Come on, what are we doing? Road to 1,000. Let's get there.